Alexander Nevsky is a film by Sergei Eisenstein. It is a Russian epic war film about Alexander Nevsky. He is a brilliant tactician who has to defeat the vicious German Templar Knights, not Templar, the Teutons. And he basically has to rise up the people and then defeat them because they're invading their beloved homeland. So something you should know is that this film is a propaganda film. It's basically just made to show the myth of a classic person being awesome, like a folklore sort, not folklore, but like it's the equivalent of like English director doing Robin Hood, or someone from real life in a very positive way to rouse the people against a vicious enemy. The movie has the Teuton Knights wear these like big armored suits with like no eyes, with like no eyes visible. They almost seem like a boogeyman of sorts as they invade the beloved Rus. And Russia was like trying to defeat the fascist forces that are coming to defeat them. So they have to rise up and use their bravery and fight them on the ice. And the opening of the movie basically is just showing the villains attacking a city, and then we have a subplot involving two men in love with the same woman. So she's like, I will marry whoever's braver in the battle. I will not pick based off looks. And then there's like a really extended 30-minute action sequence on the ice in the end, which a lot of people say is one of the best action scenes on film. I disagree. It's very dated. There's like a scene where a guy takes an axe to a knight, and you could see the straw like burst through the visor. They didn't edit that out because it was just a dummy. And it's mostly just a lot of people just waving swords around it, stuff off screen. There's no choreography. It's just like a hectic, like sort of mad sort of frenzy, which is, I guess that's probably how the battle was in real life. It was probably messy. It was probably a lot more bloody too, but since this came out in the 30s, it can't do that. So overall, it's basically sort of like a interesting time capsule of the, not a realistic portrayal, but it's more of a gung-ho sort of rallying propaganda film to be like, look at our amazing like man from history. He was so amazing that he led battles and he won them, and he completely defeated the enemies. People always rise up, patriotism, all that stuff. So it's very dated in that regard. Not that interesting because after the battle they go on for another 30 minutes. But Alexander Nevsky is definitely worth checking out if you're a film buff and you just want to see something like that. Ivan the Terrible is going to be next, I guess, but it was an interesting watch for sure. So I give Alexander Nevsky a 6 out of 10.